The rope I'm using, they're Charlotte cut beads. I just take the lids from the leftover yogurts, put the hank inside the lid, just so that you can pick them up from there. So I'm remaking the lanyard and shipping it. Okay, but these are the colors I'm gonna need from the photo. Black, red, this is darker red. This is like a, kind of like a brown. The normal red, which is this one. Orange. I have two different shades of orange here because in the photo you can see that they faded the colors. And then yellow, I can't tell if there's two different yellows from the photo. So I'm just going to use this yellow and hope it suffices. And there's white, pink, and blue. You're not gonna see these beads because these ones are gonna be underneath my workspace. But I'll be using them throughout the video. Beading needles. Every beader needs a needle if you're gonna bead and thread. That's like the main thing you need to have. I pull it 2 times, so 2 arms lengths. Thread the needle. Every time you make a knot, it's cut like right beside the knot, just so that it's not sticking out on your design. I count each row as 10 beads, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 50. So right here it's 150 beads. And then it's 30, 20, 10, 20, 30, and then 100. So I'm gonna show you how to wrap this. So what I do, I take the thread, I wrap it around these 2 fingers, and then I kind of wrap it around these fingers too. I push the beads right next to the rope with my thumb. So I pull this string, like down here, I pull it, it gets tighter. This is how I make sure that the beads are tight on my beadwork. I push my thumbnail against the beads. I'll show you. So this is how I wrap the beads. To start it, this is how I start it out. As I wrap the beads, I slowly loosen my grip with my thumb over here. I push this thumb, my left thumb, against the beads this way. So that way I'm reinforcing them and it's tighter beadwork. I keep my thumb against it, against the beads on both sides. I twist it. This is how I tack the section down. I wrap it around twice. And then hold that thread that I wrapped around with my thumb. I push the needle so that it's up between these 2 beads, like the last 2 beads. This is how I tack it down. Pull it from this side. And then I can let go with my thumb on this side because it's tacked down. So you see how that thread is up kind of in between those last 2 beads in the last row? And then I push it between the last 2 beads here. So that's 100 beads we just did. I think that the earlier you can catch your mistakes in your beadwork, the better, so that you can go back and fix them as early as you can. Don't leave fixing a mistake till later. Fix it right when you notice it. I burned the ends of the rope too. And I lightly like that with my fingers so that it's not frayed. As for the rest of the video, I would basically just be repeating this design. So I'm gonna put this into time lapse, speed up the process for you guys. Okay, if your thread gets this short and you need to switch out your thread before doing another section, instead of going through the last 2 beads, you'll skip over those 2 beads and go through the rope instead. Cut the thread kind of close. I take a lighter and burn it. press it down so that the knot isn't visible. But it's just how you continue the lanyard if you just got a new thread. So you push it through on this side so it's not visible when you go over it with the beads. Push it through beside the last two beads. So the knot would be right there. If there's a little bit of thread like that, take a lighter. Just lightly. And then push it down into the rope. And you have to do it while it's hot, otherwise it's just gonna turn into a hard ball. And then you just continue your design. This much so far. Just over half. A lanyard needs to have symmetry, so just make sure the designs are symmetrical and they line up pretty equally. You see this design? I just take that and I repeat it on the other side. I finished the other side of it. This is how it looks. To attach the lanyard, you're going to need a piece of leather like this. You're also going to need a key ring. You can get deerskin leather from Gales. Sometimes they're 100, sometimes they could be 140. I remember back in the day, they used to be able to get a piece off of the big patch of leather if you couldn't afford the bigger piece. And then that piece would have been like $15, $20. They don't do that anymore. This beading method applies to wrist lanyards as well. Sometimes I forget to put the key ring on before I attach the leather. And then I have to like open up the key ring, and it's just a whole process to get it on there. So you're gonna need like a glue gun. You can use super glue. If you're trying to teach your young one to bead, teach them how to properly use the glue gun so that they don't burn themselves. Like, don't touch around this part, just the handle. You're also gonna need glue sticks for the. I put it right beside where the beads end, so that there's no spaces. This is how I prevent spaces in between the leather and the beadwork. And then I do the same thing to this side. But I try not to get glue on the beads. And repeat the same process on this side. See, it's already coming together. This is how it looks now. Let's say it was attached already. It would look something like that. I also put glue in here. Just a little bit though, in here. And close it back up. The excess, I cut it off, so it looks something like this. In traditional ways, we're not supposed to waste anything that comes from the animals. There's not much I can do with these leather scraps, so honestly, I do throw them out. It's only because I can't really do anything with them. I just wrap it around. And you just do that all the way down. I forgot to mention, if you don't want to puncture your thumb or your finger, I use the table to push the needle through the leather. After you get all that done, put the thread very close to the leather, and I burnt the loose thread, but don't burn the leather, and then push the knot down so that it's more secure. I poke the needle through the side. I use the table because you have to push through 4 layers of leather and 2 layers of rope. Now it's coming out of the side. When you don't have a pliers, you could also use a scissors. My brother showed me how to do this. It kind of wrecks the scissors though, so make sure you have multiple scissors. That would help. Going through twice is enough to hold it for a while, but I want to be extra secure for my customer, so I'm going to go back through one more time. So the thread goes through the leather and the rope 3 times. Now that I went through 3 times, I burn the knot and push it down into the leather. Technically, this lanyard is finished now, right? It's done. But my customer requested that I do a section of peyote stitch right here. Yeah, I'll link the video where I learned how to do it. You see this end piece right here? So this is the video where I learned how to do it when I first wanted to learn how to do lighter cases. This is the video I used, and I just took this and applied it to this part of the lanyard here. This is what I have so far. This is the finished lanyard. This is how the end piece looks all the way around. So I'm going off to ship this right now.